I mean, we got to meditate now, you guys. This is where it gets really serious. If there's, can somebody just shut that door back there? Just, yeah. I put a little piece of tape so you can shut it all the way and it won't lock. So we'll just take some time to practice. You know, that's the beauty with this is it's not about what I said, not even about what you heard. It's about what you experience in your practice. So tonight we'll just do some basic mindfulness and we'll just see what arises and see how we can meet it. If we can be with, if we can sit still here, cool. Notice sensations rising, passing. You know, I think what happens too is like the Buddhist tradition, they talk about the poisons, the greed, hatred, and delusion. I think these are the fuel for this fire, you know, that fire that's boiling our pot. The greed of, you know, wanting to feel a different way. Wanting this feeling to go away. You know, the hatred of hating the way we feel, the way we think. And the delusion that we have control over anything else but our response. So just shifting your awareness inward. Eyes open or closed. And just gently noticing the body sitting, the comfort, the discomfort. Allow yourself to shimmy into your seat if you need to. Sway back and forth, front to back. Feel those sit bones. Feel the feet planted on the floor. Noticing this breath coming in, going out. We notice the sounds. We notice the opinions, the stories of distraction. Thoughts can be distracting. Feelings can be distracting. Sounds can be distracting if we allow them. See if you can bring your awareness to something that's not distracting right now. Maybe it's the way the sit bones, the backs of the legs sitting in this chair, temperature on your skin, the hands resting in the lap. This breath, just breathing all on its own. And for now, you feel the mind getting drawn into those thoughts or a feeling. We can use our awareness to shift our focus. Let the mind follow. Feet, the seat, the breath. Place where you can rest. Allow sounds to be sounds. Sensations to be sensations. Taste, smell, seeing. Even with the eyes closed, shapes, colors, mental image left over from a thought. And if we notice there's pain in the body, if there's any pain, discomfort, see if you can let go of those words, pain and discomfort. And just notice the sensation. Is there a tightening, a dullness, a throbbing? Maybe there's all kinds of different sensations. You can go to the point of the pain and kind of view out, zoom out. What's right outside of the point of pain? Discomfort. We can use our breath to really breathe into these areas, expand and soften. Without forcing, just giving space for this physical pain that may be arising. Or if you notice comfort in the body, let yourself rest there. Appreciating comfort as it's here. Maybe there's a mix of both. We notice there's a painful thought or feeling. We can work in the same way. Letting go of the words, the story of why. And you notice the mind trying to figure out or trying to forget, trying to fix. See if you just notice sensation, tightening, swirling. Be curious if it feels okay to be with. And if it's too much, you can shift your awareness to the feet, the seat, the sounds, the breath. We're still sitting with. We're just not getting stuck when it feels stuck. Breathe into these areas that are swirling, tightening. Give them room to just be. Notice if there's movement. There's difficult sensations arising. You can greet these sensations with a warm touch, your hand resting wherever you feel that, the belly, the chest, the shoulders. Feel the warmth of your hand. Letting yourself know that you're right here. Every part of you. The discomfort, the worry, the doubt. Not asking to be healed, just seen, held. Reminding yourself that right now there's nowhere you need to go. There's nothing you need to do. There's no one you need to be or become. You can just rest. Meeting any discomfort with some kind words. Maybe some metta phrases. May I be at ease. May I be at peace. May I be happy. Even if you don't feel that way right now. It's a request, not a demand. As the breath breathes, the body rests, all on its own. Nowhere to go, nothing to do. No better you need to be or become. Right now, it's like this. Sounds, sensations, the breath, thoughts, emotions. You can just begin to notice this ephemeral nature of all things. Short, just rises and passes, if we allow it. notice, even if the mind is drifting into some fantasy about the future, even this pleasant, trying to figure out, see if you can let that go. Come back, the feet, the seat, the sounds, the breath. Even your most deepest insights that you may be having, even if you think you figured it all out, let that thought rest in your heart, to cultivate or marinate, to blossom when it needs to. No matter what your experience is right now, maybe you can just rest. And it's a radical act of kindness that you're offering to yourself right now. No matter how many thoughts are coming and going, how many distractions, learning to be with, allowing, responding with no response at all. So much happening without doing anything. remembering that it's because this feeling's here again, or this thought is here again, doesn't mean that you're doing something wrong or you're further away from some kind of liberation. Even the Buddha talked about, after defeating Mara, as defilements of the mind, Mara still came to visit throughout his whole life. But his response was just, "I see you, Mara. I see you." Maybe you can respond to whatever is arising with your own word. Maybe Scooby-Doo. We can even honor those parts that don't want to meet our experience, even those parts that resist and tighten up. Those are welcome here too. We can bow to our craving. Craving for something else, something less, something more, something different. Bow to the aversion. Of course you don't like it. We can learn not to hate it. We don't need to love it. And wake up out of the delusion that you have control over anything else but your response right here, right now. Responding by letting be, not trying to let go, allowing it to rise and pass. Whatever it may be, pleasant, unpleasant, neutral. There's something here within you that can be with it all. And begin to take refuge. Refuge in this wisdom. The same wisdom that was in the Buddha is right here within you. Take refuge. the Dharma, nature of all things, rising and passing. Take refuge in this community that is here, practicing with you, holding it when you can't hold it yourself. In these last few minutes of your practice, I want to invite you to let go of any trying, or being, let go of even letting go, and just be with whatever's here, thoughts, feelings. Let the mind wander if it wants to. Let the body move if it wants to. Or just rest in any goodness that's been cultivated from your practice. Oh, yeah. How many people were tango dancing tonight? Because it was raging tonight. Great distraction, though. Yeah. So where'd you go? What were you able to hold? What were you not able to hold? What was going on for you? You have anything you'd love to share, or not even love to share? You'd be so kind to share. It's really an offering to the group. Please.
I recently retired a few weeks ago, and I didn't realize how much I relied on my work
Mm.
to keep my mind going.
Mm-hmm.
And relationships, this, that, and it's all work, this. And also, I had all this time. I had this, I mean, this is me, you know? And I'm
Yeah.
like, wow. I had some friends about that, they were a little concerned. And I've really been working on it, trying to, what do I really feel about it?
Yeah.
And my mind will go, you're old.
Ah.
You don't, see, I used to worry about dying young, well, I don't have to worry about that. So, now I'm like, you're old, you shouldn't exercise, you throw your back at it.
Hmm.
Your back. And I found myself the other day going for a bike ride, I was 15
Yeah.
And I thought, I really felt good about it,
Yeah.
I thought, oh, now tomorrow, my mind says, tomorrow you're gonna wake up.
Of course. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Preemptive.
Hot shower, a couple ibuprofen, stuff like a baby, and I feel great,
Yeah.
So I just realized that there's always that in the back of my mind.
Yeah.
I have to say to myself every day, and I meditate and work on it, journal, and I sit
Yeah.
myself,
Yeah.
I say I'm worthy,
Yeah.
I'm good at that, kids love me,
Yeah.
have this and
Yeah.
that gratitude thing kicks in, and all of a sudden I find myself motivated to get out and just talk about it,
Yeah.
rather than just sit. It's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I really have a whole different, it's actually,
Yeah.
anyway.
That's beautiful.
Here now, like, I'm kind of wandering around, my housemate's coming back for a month because he's trying to get a piece of things straightened out. So I'm kind of getting that organized for him, and I was like, oh, I'll guess I'll go to Denver. Oh, no meditation.
Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
So I hope you get the routine with him.
Yeah.
Meditation through the stage.
Mm-hmm. Sounds like it, man.
Not realize that my brain's gonna go where it wants to go. 98% of what my thoughts are gonna happen anyway.
Yeah.
It's just all these blenders because I'm controlling that whole kind of trauma. So the reality is I'm just right here.
Yeah. Beautiful. Yeah, isn't that amazing though when you start seeing these patterns of the mind and the reflection really is like how many times do we believe that? And it's like, oh, I don't need to believe that. It's just a story. And maybe it has some information. Okay, yeah, I'm older in age, and maybe I should just ride a bike and not lift 400-pound deadlift like I used to, or whatever it was. Yeah, it's like, so there's information there, but it's like it doesn't have to control us or just like hold us back. And of course, these big shifts in our lives, that's a big shift for you. So it's like, okay, new way to be.
When you're talking today about things, I was like, that's what it's weird. It's
Yeah.
not a negative,
No.
but it's just different.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and it's like that's just this pattern of the mind that has probably been there for a long time. And we feed it. So it's like, okay, it's still here. And I don't have to believe it.
I journal about why did I
Yeah.
go to
Sure.
some of my childhood or something weird?
Yeah.
Why do I just go out? I go to, I've got 6 days left.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. That's great.
I'm in good shape. I'll see you in 2 years. That could happen.
Yeah. No matter who tells us what, right? Yeah. 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 Yeah, those patterns of the mind, kind of like what I was saying. It's like, they fucking wrote an article about me or whatever, about my music and what I do, and it's like, I still don't believe that I'm good enough. I do, but the mind is still like gets tripped up. It's like, oh, you're still here. Yeah. No matter how much doctor tells you or whatever, we get this okay, and the mind's like, I don't know, man. You trust this? Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. I'm glad you're enjoying your retirement too. I hope it just blossoms and grows. Yeah. Anybody else? Please, yeah.
So, I did go tango dancing for.
Nice, good. Yeah. Cool.
I really, the music great. At first it's always really distracting, but then I just found myself being joyful,
Yeah.
happy, like it's just a joyful thing that, I just embrace that part of it, and then by the end of meditation, I just love it,
Mhm.
so that works.
Yeah.
I definitely, I went in and out, I went into some anxiety and
Yeah.
then pulled out of it, and then with this breath,
Yeah, cool.
I just kept doing that.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of these meditations, that's what it is, going in,
Yep.
coming out.
Yep.
you know,
Yep. Yeah.
and
It's beautiful. Yeah. I like to think of it like a yoga pose almost, right? Like, I did yoga I was doing yoga totally wrong. I thought it was just stretching, basically. And I'm pretty limber, so I was like, but I'd always throw out my back, until I got a good instructor. It was like, yo, you're going way too far. Just go right to where the resistance is. Hold it for as long as you can, and then come out of it. And then maybe next time you can go deeper. So it's kind of the same thing where we notice this, it's like, okay, that's enough breath, feet. And then maybe next time we can be, yeah. So we get to have a lot of choice in this so we don't pull a hammy. Yeah.
I think all of these meditations are also like that.
Yeah.
Every single time.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah. And you've been doing the work, and you have, I've seen it. I've seen, and yeah, and you get to choose when you get to, process the stuff that needs to be processed or just be with it when it's here in your own way. That's what I love about this. There's a lot of choice in this where we don't feel choice when we're feeling these big emotions. We're just stuck, So meditation and mindfulness gives us this choice of where to shift our awareness if we need to, Very helpful. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah. Please. Yeah.
And I want to say individually, I love meditating group. Classes is very beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Live.
Mm-hmm.
I found myself in a beautiful place of knowing, feeling, feeling space, me, other, and then I had this vision of being like a drone.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah. Yeah. It's a collective, yeah, for sure. I feel that. We can take refuge in that. Yeah. Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, Chris.
I thought you did a great job with that. It sounds like a well that you're really trying to do kind of feeling. With the meditation, something that came to mind is what we were explaining about people not being free out, not being free from it, free out.
Yeah. Yeah. Free, not free of it, free from it.
Free from it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What it does,
Yeah.
what it
The
causes
reactive
you to
states.
do in
Mm-hmm.
response to
Yeah.
the emotions.
Yeah, yeah.
When we were chatting before the meditation, I was giving a kind of quick story about an experience I had over the past few months as well. A really positive experience for it. I'm just so grateful for
Yeah.
that. And, of course, back 2 weeks ago, for the first week, I really was down. I was feeling
Sure.
just helpless. I wanted to, wish I could continue with it. And
Yeah.
sorrow for grabbing that, eventually in a relationship.
Yeah.
Not even
Yeah.
and, but what it made me think about was a week ago, I really noticed that I was really down. It was just frustrating, but I was able to, after living in these states after 7 years, I'm able to kind of identify that, yeah, these are emotions that I'm going to have. And
Yeah.
it's not something that I need to react to. I'm going to get fucked up and treat myself silly because I just have a hard time dealing with it. I'll get angry or
Yeah.
resentful about having a situation that I'm in. And it was something that caused me to just be able to just be okay with it, just know that I won't be upset. It's a natural response, kind of honor the response to something that's so great and not regret that I had this experience, but instead just know that that's what happens when something ends.
Yeah.
And so,
Totally.
yeah, I really was, in the meditation I was really thinking about how what you were saying is something that I found like I'm able to put it into action a little bit.
Yeah. So in your own reflecting on your own practice. Yeah. Yeah.
Feel better.
Yeah.
Feeling
Beautiful, man. Yeah, you were able to like allow the compassion to naturally arise. It didn't mean it went away. It was still heavy, but it's like you didn't have to escape from it. It's just here, and that's compassion. Yeah, not trying to fix.
Be with that.
Yeah,
The sadness, rather than just instead just reacting.
yeah, totally.
In a way that's more negative.
Yep.
It's really cool to
Yeah, beautiful.
just another emotion.
Yeah, 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 yeah. The shackles. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Thank you for sharing that. I love that. I love that kind of stuff. Like, yes, knowing you too for a long time. We practiced a long time together, and you're doing the work, and we're not exempt to loss and grief and all those things, and we don't have to escape from it. And let me ask you now, how you feeling like today? Yeah. So that's the wisdom, right? Yeah. 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 It's different. It's a different flavor. Yeah. Still there, maybe a little bit, but it's a different flavor. Yeah. And that's the wisdom that arises that you know, sometimes we wish we could feel better quicker, of course, because especially being, if you're like me, I like escape, feeling better really quick. This is the slow process, but it definitely is long lasting. Not like that other stuff. Wasn't long lasting. Yeah. Yeah. Beautiful. Thanks for sharing that. Very inspiring. Yeah. Cool. Got time for another person? Anybody else want to share? Please.
I was looking at redwood tree. I do think it's Joe.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
how it kind of expands.
The roots.
And it all expands when we leave and it all
Yeah.
comes back together.
Yeah.
So that energy kind of
Mm-hmm.
goes all.
Yeah.
And I was having a total third eye out. And all.
Cool. In your meditation? Yeah, some stuff. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yeah. And it is. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. You're the group. Yeah. 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 Please, Ginger. Totally, yeah. Yeah. Of joy.
A book that I was listening to, and I come from, I don't want to go into my story because that's over, but there was such a huge wound in me, like there was staying
Yeah.
for years.
Yeah.
And so now I'm in my husband's, and I can't be stuck with it,
Mm.
where my mom tried to choke me.
Oh, okay.
And so I'm trying to let that go.
Yeah.
But I'm confused because it's like you can't try and let something try to be something isn't doing it.
Yeah.
And, but it's like there's some kind of healing going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I didn't want to wear you guys out or like be noisy while they were talking to me, but I know I could have done that. But the thing is, some of the things that kept coming back, deep sleep,
Mm-hmm.
sound and breath, and that's what I'm working on daily.
Yep.
Because there's a part of me that, I said earlier, I felt like that felt like, it's like this part of me, the adult part of me, that just wants to just go, hey,
Yeah. Yeah.
just,
Totally.
I don't drink, I don't use anymore. I try to be my best self every day, but those days, like today, I just like, I don't want to get anything, I'm not doing this. I don't want to smoke, I don't want to.
Yeah.
And so I honored that, but then the sabotage part, then I think it is.
Sure. Yeah, yeah. For taking care of yourself.
That's where the joy is like, oh, I'm here,
Yeah.
you on all of you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like told them not loved, and know you are not enough.
What was that?
Seat,
Yeah, however you want to do, yeah. Feet, seat, sounds, look around, take a breath. I don't know, yeah. I just coming to your senses. It's coming to your senses. I always go to my feet first because it's the furthest away from my thoughts. And I'm like, oh, feet. Then my seat, hear the sounds, take a breath. And if I have to, I'll look around, yeah. I use my eyes a lot, yeah. Yeah, and especially when, it sounds like there's a trauma response that it's been there for a long time, lingering, Yeah, it's like, okay, yeah. And there's, how do you don't let that go, and how do you let it be, right? It's like, whew, it's a lot, Yeah, beautiful. I'm glad you're here. Yeah. Yes, for sure, Cool. All right, y'all. You did a group. You did it. Holy mackerel. Another Thursday. We tangoed. So a couple announcements. First, next week I will not be here, but Jessica's going to be filling in for me. It's my kid's spring break, and I got tickets to a punk hardcore show in New York, so he wants to go. Him and my wife want to go, so we're going to make a whole trip to New York, Portland, and then New York. So, yeah. So, going to be doing that, but I'll be thinking of y'all. There is, the group is $10. There's a bowl in the back if you have cash. If you want to pay PayPal or Venmo, there's the links on a piece of paper. You can just do that. No one's turned away for lack of funds, so put in what you can, when you can, if you can. There's T-shirts back there, and I think low the price like $20 or something like that. I don't know. Is Chris still here? Chris can help out. Christian. And there's also a book. I think it's a book reading in. I think it's a couple hours at Insight Santa Cruz. There's a flyer for that back there. So it's meditation group and book reading. So if you want more information on that, something to do this weekend on the 30th. And I think that's it. Yeah, we do still have the book exchange thing. So if there's books back there. If there's a book that you see that inspires you, go ahead and take it. And if you have a book at home that you're not reading anymore, you read, think that will inspire someone else, bring it in. Just a little book exchange. I think that's it. Is that it? Get everything? Cool. Good out there? All right. So I'll end with a little offering of merit. In the Buddhist tradition, it's that we practice, and there's a lot of goodness that just naturally cultivates. But we practice not just for our own goodness, but for the goodness of all beings. So I like to start with just bringing this reflection back inward, and just a quick reflection, a short reflection on just your practice tonight. Coming into the room, finding your seat, connecting with others, hearing these words, whatever inspired, and in your practice. And notice any goodness that's been cultivated from your practice tonight. Let it sink in. Let it sink into the marrow of your being. It's well deserved. You're doing the work. But then also let it go. Let it ripple out. Let the goodness from our practice not only benefit us, but be for the benefit of all beings. May all beings be at peace. May all beings be at ease. May all beings know true happiness, freedom, and liberation, inward and outward. Thank you. Thanks for everyone helping set up and break down and all your efforts. I really appreciate it. I'll see you in a week, 2 weeks.